Nicole Curtis wants to know if there's such a thing as the Fresh Start Program, or is it just some kind of fairy tale for tax debtors, so to speak? Here's her question. So, can you sum it up? Is there such a thing as Fresh Start programs, or is it just the plain old offer and compromise, currently non collectible status, or installment agreements? Okay, so Nicole, there is such a thing as a Fresh Start program, and I'll talk about what that is in a second. But in terms of major tax relief programs, like specific tax relief resolutions you can enter into, yeah, it's pretty much offer and compromise, currently not collectible status, and installment agreements, either a full pay IA or a partial payment installment agreement. But the Fresh Start program is a thing, okay? And this sounds confusing, I know. So what I'd actually like to do is actually take you to an article on the Choice Tax Relief website that I wrote, kind of clearing the air about all this. So let's jump over to my computer screen here. Okay, so here I'm going to tell you what the Fresh Start program actually is, okay? And, I go in here and I talk about all these dumb ads that tax relief companies, talk about. So what is the Fresh Start program? It is a thing, but it was a set of changes the IRS made over a decade ago, okay, to make its collections practices and procedures more taxpayer friendly. Okay? And they use this phrase fresh start. For example, back in May 2012, the IRS made it a little bit easier to get an offer in compromise. Okay? And here was the headline from the news release. IRS announces more flexible offer and compromise terms to help a greater number of struggling taxpayers, make a fresh start. Okay? 13 years ago, folks. The Internal Revenue Service today announced another expansion of its Fresh Start initiative by offering more flexible terms to its offer and compromise program. Okay? So what were the changes? What were the changes they made? Okay. So now if you've watched my offer and compromise videos, you know that if you're going to do a lump sum offer and compromise, that the income component of your reasonable collection potential is your monthly disposable income as calculated in 433 AOIC times 12. If it's a periodic payment, it's times 24. Okay, if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, watch my offer and compromise formula video. Link to that video at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. It used to be a lump sum offer that you pay in 5 or fewer months. You used to have to multiply that monthly disposable income by 48 months, folks, right? So back in 2012, the Fresh Start program changed it so that it only looks at 1 year of future income, 12 months, instead of 48 months for a lump sum offer. And for the periodic payment offer that you pay within 24 months of the date the offer is accepted, they're only looking at 24 months of future income, that monthly disposable income, as opposed to 5 years. Okay? So this was just one of the many changes that the IRS made due to its Fresh Start initiative. And believe it or not, in this, I'm not going to get into all of them here. In this article, I actually go through them in painstaking detail on what all of these changes were for in the Fresh Start program. Okay? And, as a matter of fact, I think I made a video. Where I went through, hey, these are all the changes the IRS made a decade ago, 13 years ago. If you really want to know what the Fresh Start program is, here it is. Link to that video at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. I explain what the Fresh Start program is. So, Nicole, to your question, is there such a thing as a Fresh Start program? Yes, it is. There was a Fresh Start program. We still feel its effects today in the way we calculate offers and compromise and get liens withdrawn and things like that. Okay. But it's not anything separate than OICs, CNCs, IAs. The Fresh Start program simply made modifications to how the IRS approves and calculates and makes collections determinations regarding those three main tax relief programs. So, Nicole, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think you're seeing through all this Fresh Start marketing BS. Because, look, it was a brilliant phrase, right? The Fresh Start program, okay? But then tax relief companies took it and they use it in their marketing to mean and convey something the IRS never, ever intended. Okay. Great question, Nicole. I love talking about Fresh Start Program. You know me. I got some other videos about the Fresh Start Program here on the left-hand side of the screen. Folks, if you owe the IRS at least $10,000, you get a free consultation with us here at Choice Tax Relief. Give us a call, 866-8000-TAX. That's 866-8000-829. Or you can go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out the form on the website. We will reach out to you. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.